Hey everybody, this is Rick Denzien speaking to you from Ambler, PA right now. This is a video that we put together for kind of as a remembral of our trip up to Buffalo, New York area, and specifically to Arcade, New York, and visiting our good friends John and Deb. Now, John and Deb put on the house concert. They invited their friends and acquaintances over to hear us sing, which was very brave of them to do. It's the first time they've done such a thing. And so we wanted to just say a double thank you to them. So now you know why we were taking the trip, but what you don't know maybe is that Rick and Deb, that's us, we travel 100% zero emission electric vehicle. We've been doing that since 2013. So that's a lot of miles altogether, something like 35,000 miles altogether. And I know we've been visiting charge stations ever since 2013, and I think the total right now is up to around 750 or so from all over the country. Those charge stations are pretty much everywhere, and we have never run out of electricity on any of our trips. It turns out there's electricity everywhere, and charging an EV is just like charging your phone. So easy, so simple.
That ought to be on YouTube.
So, about Texas side, help us out with that. No, anyway, real circumstances. All the mystic powers we have gathered now possess, they're growing by the hour, relieving all our stress before the milk turns sour. Gossamer twins, the shining pearls, sparkling there so brightly. Notes blending free, sea of pearls. Gossamer twins, sing lightly, lightly, lightly.
Yes, that was a clip from the Dulcimer Twins. We just love that song. And we wrote it in Springville, New York, and finished it in Ambler. And we just love performing it, and it's a cool song. And you can see those songs and hear those songs at youtube.com/Rick Denzien. So here we are in Letchworth State Park. We just said to the car, drive to Letchworth State Park, navigate to Letchworth State Park, and guess what? The car drove us there. Pretty awesome. You can find out more about Letchworth State Park by going to parks.newyork.gov. Letchworth State Park is known as the Grand Canyon of the East. It comprises of 350 acres, approximately 1.5 miles wide, 17 miles long. It's all beautiful, it's all scenic, and the Genesee River runs right through the middle of it. And there are 3 waterfalls along the Genesee River that you can walk to or drive to. Now, we've been out to the Grand Canyon, and we didn't get any waterfalls at all. Well, you know, they did run out of names, I guess, for naming waterfalls. So here in the Letchworth State Park, you got the upper waterfalls, you got the middle waterfalls, and then you got the lower waterfalls. So I guess that's so you knew where you were in relation to the stream, upstream or downstream. They didn't name it anything else. Maybe they were just short on creativity the day they named them. Hey, let's just name this the Upper Falls because it's the one that's up. One of the cool spots you need to check out is the Humphrey Nature Center right at Letchworth State Park. The building is completely covered with solar panels. That's awesome. We came into the park off the Castile entrance, which is off of Route 19, and kind of were already at the lower falls when we got in there, so that's a good spot to come in. So many beautiful things to see. The cabin camping is right there. There's tent camping, and I think it's open from springtime until late fall. The car has 9 cameras that are built in. You hardly even notice them. You kind of have to look for them. So all these images that you're seeing were recorded by one or more of the cameras that are built into the vehicle. The images you're seeing right now are recorded from the front camera, which is located at the top of the windshield on the inside of the vehicle. Deborah and I were quite surprised that there were so many people in the park because it really was a rainy, nasty day. It was kind of blustery. Could have been in a Winnie the Pooh book. Now, Letchworth State Park is actually pretty close to Six Flags over at Darien Lake, and the Erie Canal is close by. And we came from Arcade, so the Arcade and Attica Railroad is right there. I've ridden on it, it's gorgeous. And of course, Lake Ontario is just a little further up, and that's where the Genesee River winds up ending at the Lake Ontario, but not before they make some beer out of it. So I checked around, and it looks like Letchworth State Park is in the middle of nowhere, but there are many Airbnb type places to stay all around the area. And of course, there's the famous Emerald Inn right in Letchworth State Park where you can stay. Plan ahead. We drove around a few times to get some of these images and took many of the side roads, as many as we could, down in the area where we were, starting from the lower falls, then heading to the middle falls, and then on up to the upper falls. And then we came back down again. There was nobody behind us at the moment, so we stopped the car and started taking some shots out the window. We are pretty sure that this is the middle falls. This one is looking up at the Upper Falls. Tennessee River. And here we are heading back out on the open road, and I put the vehicle in full self-driving. So you've seen all this footage, and you may be thinking, wow, man, that's crazy. I would never let the car drive itself. It's just too dangerous. Well, the fact is that these cameras can see all the time in many directions, and so it's a fantastic aid to the driver because we can only see straight in front of us. And if I only shift my eyes a little bit to the left or a little bit to the right, I cannot see anything that's straight in front of me. I can only see it in my peripheral vision. But these cameras are not distracted. They monitor everything all the time, and so they can tell me and alert me when there's a danger, especially off my backsides, right? When people are passing me, when people are on maybe the left side or the right side in the blind spot, the car sees all this stuff and can alert the driver as to a situation that may become dangerous. Plus, it's totally chill and it takes the stress out of driving. Right now, the software is about 6 times better or 6 times safer than the average driver. So that means that you really do have like an assistant driver with you that is looking out for you. The software right now is full self-driving attended, which requires me as a driver to remain attentive and alert and to be watching the road for any kind of anomalies that maybe the car doesn't pick up. This version of the software, though, has been amazing. We drove 669 miles. Most of it was in full self-driving with me having my hands folded in my lap at the ready if I needed to, but the car didn't present any danger, any opportunities where I had to intervene. However, if I were to fall asleep, the car would know it because there is a camera on the inside of the cabin, which is used to monitor my attention and to make sure that I'm driving. Now, some people have heart attacks and die while they're driving and cause car accidents. This software will prevent those car accidents, and if the driver is not attentive, the car will pull over and park itself and call 911. As you know, there's this thing called the golden hour. During this time period, people have a much higher rate of survival if they can get to medical services within that hour. So it may seem like a small thing, but 30,000 people a year are involved in car accidents and die as a result of those accidents. Many hundreds of thousands of people become injured because of car accidents. And so this is an important safety feature moving forward in our society. If there's a way to prevent these accidents and prevent all these deaths and disabilities, I say, why wouldn't we do that? It makes total 100% perfect sense to do something about it if you can do something about it. This is as basic as seatbelts, and this technology is available right now. Also, these EV cars do not put emissions into the air the way the fossil fuel cars do. Every gallon of gasoline that's burned puts 20 pounds of pollution in the air, and this pollution is health-changing pollution and climate-changing pollution. It is health-changing pollution because particulate matter is also expelled from the exhaust of gas cars, diesel buses, diesel boats, gas boats, all that kind of stuff. And that particulate matter goes into your lungs. It stays in your lungs. It is so small that it can cross the blood-brain barrier, get into your brain. So we know that so far, every single year, about 8.5 million people die because of this air pollution. This is air pollution that's preventable, and it's also air pollution from many different sources like generation of electricity, for example. And that's why it's so important to figure out a way to do solar on your house or in your community so that you can become your own nanogrid, or if it's a community, microgrid. You're producing your own clean energy in your own facility, making your community and making your home more resilient against power outages that are coming from the grid on an increasing basis. And of course, we all know that the storms have been increasing. We all know that the frequency has been going up, and the severity of the storms have also been increasing. And part of the reason for this is because it's getting warmer outside. Warmer water temperatures mean that there's more energy available to create a storm with, and it does. So if you anthropomorphize the storms, they're doing great, and they're going to get better, bigger, more powerful, more destruction. There's so much footage. I mean, it takes around 5 or 6 hours. No, it's like really more like 6 or 7 hours to drive from Buffalo all the way down to Philadelphia. But the storm that we were in did finally clear up, and you can see these pictures, absolutely gorgeous along the way. Got to see a beautiful sky, beautiful sunset, and pretty soon, we have to pee. We gotta pee. It's like the car could keep going, but we gotta pee. So where can you go to pee? Well, the best thing to do is let the car drive you to the charge station where you can pee. So here you go. This is at a Sheetz right here, right? Which is nice. And they got this little Tesla corral right here. Little Tesla corral with, like, I don't know, 12 or so chargers. Pretty cool. Got a nose in one. They got the rest of them over here with a handicap spot and everything. So yeah, Zach and Jesse, you guys should come out here. This is in Williamsport, Pennsylvania. And I guess I give this about a 5 or 6, something like that, because you know you are captive to Sheetz. But there's a Subway. If you really want to go to the Sunoco, you can do that too. It's way over there. So it's not bad.
People ask me all the time, well, how long? I heard it takes like forever to charge your car.
And I go, no, it takes me like 4 seconds. And so what people don't understand is that how much of your time is spent doing an activity, right? So I figured this out, and when you are going to a gas station on a road trip, or if you go there purposefully during the week to fill your gas tank up, you got to go there, right? And then you got to stand in front of the pump. You got to pay the card, either go inside or pay with card at the pump, and then you got to stand there and pump, or you maybe put the little ticker thing on there, but you're going to have gas on the hands. You know, it's just it's a nasty little bit. You got to breathe in those fumes every single time. That can't be doing you any good. So when you have an electric car, it's different. My time is 4 seconds because I plug it in, takes 4 seconds, and now I've got my time back. It only took 4 seconds on the car's time, but now I get my time back. What am I going to do with that time now? Well, I can just walk in and go to the bathroom. I don't have to stand there and mind the car or anything like that. I just go in, go to the bathroom, get the next fill of bathroom material right there, your coffee, your juices, and wash your hands. You know, you come out, you're feeling good, you come back, you unplug. That takes 4 seconds too. So now I'm back on the car's time, and 4 seconds are plugged in, and then we just go. Most of the time, the network is set up so that you know how many people are charging at a particular location as you're traveling to the location. You can see this in real time. It's like being in an airline, you know, and you're the pilot, and you can see what's going on in the network. And they don't want you to stay, you know, in a place stuck, glued to the, to the charge station. They want you to be traveling, right? So the idea is charge up as much as you need to get to the next one or to get to your final destination. So quite a few times, like many, many times, we've been at a charge station where it says, just be here for 5 minutes and then go. Well, that's not even enough time to to use the facilities, you know, but that's how they have it set up. And so you can stay there longer if you need to, but you know, it's whatever it takes you to go in and come back out, and you can then take off. There are some circumstances where maybe it's a longer distance to get to the next charge station. Like say when we were traveling all the way across the country to Los Angeles in our electric car. Well, sometimes we had to charge up and it would take 50 minutes. Still not bad because we can do all kinds of other things during that time period. We could actually plan our meals around our charge time. So again, it's our time, not the car's time. And we sometimes do exercise. Sometimes we'll watch a movie. Sometimes we'll take a walk. Sometimes we'll set up the band and we'll practice. You know, all the instruments and everything are in the car, so we'll practice for our next gig. It's really a better way to travel and a more relaxed way to travel as well. So you've seen how the vehicle drives during the daytime, during the rain, during the slippery conditions, And all those lane changes, the vehicle did all that itself. It just changed lanes. It came back, changed lanes, came back. And now you can see, it's nighttime, and the headlights on this vehicle are extremely bright, and they're adaptive so that they don't blind the person coming at you from the other lane. If it was a two-way road, or even sometimes it'll cross the barrier and you can blind people. So that's a really good safety feature. It keeps other drivers from being blinded, and that increases their safety because they're paying attention to the road, not paying attention to your bright headlights. I hope you enjoyed the talk. This is, for us, the most fantastic way to travel ever. And we're in alignment with our values. We're not polluting, we're not spraying poison. There's some famous guy once said, you're supposed to do to other people as you would like them to do to you, right? And the guy was pretty famous. And so, if you really think about that, why would we be spraying poison in the faces of people like children and the elderly? Why would we do that? We're forced to do it, of course. All of us grew up in the same exact situation. We didn't have any choice in the matter. But now there is a choice. Now there's something that can be done about it. And so I'm encouraging people to do something about it, because if you have a car, this is one thing that you have control over. And, why would you want to continue sending money to an industry that is making us co-conspirators in destroying the only livable planet that we have? This is our planet. It's not the fossil fuel company's planet. It's our planet. It belongs to us, our children, and generations to come. And it's up to us to leave the place better than when we found it. And in my opinion, continuing this endless cycle of destruction is not the way to go. It's going to kill us all in the end. So we don't want that. That's not the kind of future that we want to see. We want to see a positive future. We want to see a future that we can look forward to. We do not want to see some kind of dystopian, future where everything is burned down and everything is dark and everything is dreary and everything is horrifying, right? We want to see a good future. Fortunately, the cost of electric vehicles has come down precipitously, and the cost of batteries has come down, and these two things have converged into making electric cars less expensive, safer, and as a matter of fact, if you're in an electric car, you're 12 times less likely to be involved in a fire than if you are in a gas car. And that is according to the National Fire Protection Association up in Quincy, Massachusetts. They keep the statistics from the fire departments on how many car fires there are, and there's thousands of car fires, and they're actually increasing because of the wiring primarily in the cars, right? They're catching the gas on fire and then they burn up. So you want to be in a safer car. Electric cars are safer. You want to be in a car that's safer for people around the car. Electric cars are safer for that. Electric cars don't spray pollution in the faces of the people that you're surrounding, so they're safer for the people. And even if you charge your car off the quote-unquote dirty grid, you cannot pollute as much as a gas car can. It's just impossible. Study after study shows that even in the dirtiest state, from the point of view of the grid pollution, you cannot pollute as much. There's way less, in fact, half as much particulate matter and half the CO2 equivalent going into the air than if you drove a gas car. So we know this, it's a fact. And so you can do something about it. This is one thing, if you're a driver, if you have a car, this is one thing you can control. And with that, I'd like to wish you a very happy day, very happy evening. If you have any questions, definitely reach out, and we'll be happy to try to help out as much as we can. And if you need to have us come to your place and do a house concert, be brave and invite us and have a house concert right in your place. Thanks a lot. This is Rick signing off, and I hope to see you soon.